Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. Oh, long time getting everything set up, y'all. Let me get this a little bit right over here. Tilt it down some. Oh, has been a busy week for us. Let me get this a little more center. And we are at an odd time of day. You know what? I know I'm gonna get y'all seasick, but I'm fixing to change. I don't even like that. Not for daylight. When I'm out here doing this at night on the weekends, it don't matter a whole lot because you can't see behind me. But why not today? Let y'all be able to see the TP back there. Hello, John. I'm trying to get my stuff set up, y'all. We've had church today, this morning, Sunday school already, obviously. Um, Come in, and then we go to Michelle's mom's usually and eat lunch with family. That is something that since me and her have been married, her grandma has always cooked. Well, her grandma passed away. Her mama still cooks for us, so we go over there, have some family eating on Sunday. So I'm going to try to get stuff pulled up. So I'm running behind. Uh, in between doing this and getting home from there, I'm running around trying to do a few little odd and end little tasks that needs doing. And anyway, so now it's saying this is not connected to the internet. Let me get the iPad hooked all up. Wi-Fi is not connected. Come on, Wi-Fi, work with me today. Get it connected. Go back to YouTube. Tap to retry. It says, oh, now you're back online. So how is everybody? I've missed y'all. I really have. I enjoy doing the lives on the weekend, and we've had to miss the last two. I love doing them on Saturday night. So, considering the circumstances, wasn't able to do it. I have not missed a Sunday putting out just in time since I've started doing them over a year. Well over a year. Really, probably close to 2 years, I have not missed a Sunday. But due to everything going on, I could not get home in time to film it and edit it. Had I just been gone the weekend, I could have done it earlier in the week, but we've been gone throughout the week this week. So, no excuses, but just explaining why things are the way they are. Life has been busy. God has been good to us. He has blessed me, y'all, with this. I've been able to use it as a ministry to reach people, to encourage people, just to cheer some people up, but also to get some people more grounded in their faith and inspire them. And that's what it's all about, and I put that stuff first. So I could have come in and did a just-in-time probably this morning, filmed it, but y'all, it would have been just thrown together. I'm not willing to do that. I take just in time more serious than just a video I do. It is like a church. It is like I'm dead serious about it. I put a lot of my heart and soul into that, and we're not gonna quit doing them. I'm just circumstances didn't allow for us to film one this week. So anyway, that's enough explaining all the woes and stuff of being at the top, I reckon. There comes Roscoe through. How are you, Roscoe? You gonna unplug stuff, ain't you? I can see how this is gonna go, ain't it? Yeah. There's a cord right here. Look, see this cord? Don't jerk that off. All right. See it? See it somewhere. Get over there and you see it in your chair. See it? Something. He's missed us, y'all. Lord help. He was beside himself when we got home. And I got me a glass of water right here because my throat. I got under the weather first part of this week. Monday afternoon, Tuesday. Brody was sick last week. Michelle was sick the early part of last week. I was like, okay, I'm going to get through this and I'm not going to get anything. And then it hit me. Well, y'all, I beat it in a day. I've got some lasting effects, some sinus drainage, some stuff like that. But as far as never really ran fever, just felt like dirt for a day, day and a half. I got my fire cider out of the refrigerator. I've got some made. It's apple cider vinegar. I've did a video back. If you're not familiar with it, go back, watch my fire cider videos. I pulled that out and started drinking a swallow or two of it about every 3-4 hours through the day, and y'all, it helped. And then when I went down and I worked that day, I had to. I had knives I had to work on. I did not get as much done as I should have, but got more done than I would have laid up in the recliner. But I've made goldenrod and rabbit tobacco tea, and I drank that as well. So all of that, them medicinal plants helped me get through that a lot faster. But now I've still got some drainage. My voice is a little bit scratchy. Not to mention I have talked to no end this weekend. So how is everybody? Y'all had a good time? Julius McKinney said, hey, brother, it's been a bit. Just letting you know, I still enjoy watching your clean channel. Y'all, that is one of the things I try to do is just create clean content, down to earth, just me living life. So, yeah, I want something for people to watch that they can turn their kids loose, let your kids watch it. You ain't got to worry about what they going to pick up on. Jason, you've been sick with it, too. It's been a little bit rough, but I got through it relatively painlessly. Michelle asked me when she decided to go buy this camper, she said, you going to feel like riding down there? You got to pull it. I can't pull it. I said, I can be sick in the truck as good as I can sitting here in the recliner is my philosophy. So, yeah, we struck out. So, we went Wednesday to Foley, Alabama, picked up a camper, spent the night down there, and then come back with it Thursday. I worked Friday morning, then I left Friday, turned around, went back to Jackson, spoke Friday night at Jackson. We had a wonderful turnout down there, met a lot of wonderful people, which a lot of those people I've already met and knew, but I've met a lot more people. Wonderful church down there, First Pentecostal Church in Jackson, down south of Jackson on 55, and had a wonderful turnout. They was, I don't know how many men there, but men from all walks of life, too. It's not just a group that looks one way. It was a diverse group of people there, and men that I related to them and talked about some things that the Lord had put on my heart, and I related to the outdoors, a lot of it, and my personal testimony I try to use. We did that, had a wonderful eating. They had a lot of good food, and then we spent the night in Jackson and left there. Well, we got up that morning and we did a little rambling around Jackson to kill some time. And then we took off down to Laurel. It was at the Pine Belt Youth Banquet last night. Spoke there. A lot of wonderful kids there, adults as well. They gave away a bunch of stuff, auctioned off a bunch of stuff. We had a good time. We actually eased out before it was completely over because I needed to get home before midnight. Just wore out. Needed to get to bed, had church today. And then I decided on the way home, I said, Michelle, we need to do a live tomorrow. I mean, I miss my people. Y'all are my people. So I went and done all these other stuff because, I mean, some of y'all was at these events, I'm sure. But I missed my YouTube. I've not put out very many videos this week. I come out of the gate hard week before last. We put out nearly a video a day. And I've just not been here to film or edit stuff. Now, I have another video we filmed going and get the camper. I'm going to try to edit that and put it out maybe today, later today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. So I got to get caught back up. But my trapping season is just about to start again. I know it's kind of weird because most everybody else trapping, and Puppy and Roscoe's fighting right here. Most everybody else trapping, their season is from where mine ended up into where mine's fixing to start again. But when you're doing nuisance trapping and it's contract trapping, I can back out during hunting season and let them guys hunt that land, and then I'll come back in with a vengeance. And we fixing to go after beavers hard and heavy the latter part of this week. I've got to start prepping my traps and all my gear. I've got to get the Jeep rigged out like I want it, and hopefully sometime Wednesday or something I can be on the road, and we're gonna be, y'all, hey, beaver trapping, we're going at it. We're going down there and we're going to work all day setting traps, set up camp. We're going to camp out with them. Get up, run them the next day, come home. So my beaver trapping is not going to be just, hey, y'all, look at these dead animals I got. It's going to be the adventure of camping out down there, cooking while I'm there, setting some traps, looking at the beautiful landscape. I may even get to fish while I'm there some before I drain them ponds. May do some fishing in some of them. Catch a grinnell or a gar, who knows? I don't know what's there. So it's not going to be just a, hey, dead animal after dead animal after dead animal in a trap. I don't want my trapping videos to look like that, because that is not what I'm trying to portray. I'm more portraying the adventure and the lifestyle, not, hey, look how many dead animals I can kill. Because, I don't really enjoy just killing animals. But it's a job that has to be done. They're overpopulating, destroying a lot of property, costing a lot of money, costing you money, whether you know it or not. That drives your timber prices up some when it costs them a lot of timber. So that will be taken off at some point this week. Not to mention, I'm ready to go fishing. I am so ready to go fishing. We've got a week of camping. Spring break weekend, we'll be on the lake crappie fishing. So I've got to get my Skeeter bass boat out, crappie boat, whatever you want to call it. And I've got to do some work on the seat on it. I've got to check my depth finder. One of them was giving me some trouble. Make sure it is working right, and then we will be off to the fishing with it. And crappie fish for a whole week. The weather is supposed to deteriorate that week. It's supposed to rain a bunch first part of spring break. So if that's the case and the crappie is not biting, we may take jugs and fish that lake for catfish. There's a lot of catfish in that lake. So we got adventure coming. No shortage of content to make. Not to mention, you see this teepee out here that I promised I was going to spend the night in. Keith said, how's the tater patch doing? I've walked down there and looked. I have not seen a sprout of nothing, but now it only come one light shower on it since I have put them potatoes in the ground. So I don't have anything showing yet. I actually planted some turnip greens at the end of some of them rows. I hadn't seen anything come up. I did come down here and I did not film this. So, I do a lot of stuff that don't go on camera. I planted a whole row of onions. I just simply had to rush down there and plant them in a hurry in between some things we were doing. And I didn't have time to set up and film any of that. And they're red onions. I planted a whole row up here of red onions. So I'm hoping I get time to do all the things gardening this year I want to do. I didn't do a lot of gardening last year, or at least a lot of gardening videos. This year I want to get back to doing all that. Alicia Stringer, we did get to come see you in Summerall, Mississippi. Got a funny story. By the time we pulled up, Michelle comes in. I was going to get out and come in and speak to you. Brody's up back there steadily talking, and I'm trying to look, Brody, what is it? And he leans over. He was like, I'm sitting and got to looking, and we'd bought him a chocolate bar. He had thrown a fit for a chocolate bar, and I give in. I bought him the chocolate, Hershey's chocolate bar. Well, he drops part of it in his booster seat. He's got just a booster seat. And he's got chocolate smeared all over his blue jeans, all in the car seat, everywhere. And we're headed to an event, y'all. And I'm like, Brody, so my patience was by the time wore thin with him. But we got through it painlessly. Michelle had him some more clothes, and we got him changed, but it was a sight. B. Cloud said perfect time, and driving from Ringgold, Georgia to Memphis. Gonna be working next 2 weeks. Wife picking up a canoe for the camp out in April. That'll be awesome. Hopefully, that you should be where we're camping at that campground. Now, if you're brave enough to cross the river, which it's not real wide, but it's 150 to 200 yards, it's about 200 yards wide at least. And there's barges and boats up and down it, but now the barges move slow. And most everything moves slow because there's a campground there. It is real near the lock, so most everything hadn't got up to speed. But across from where we're at, there is an old river run loop, goes back to there, don't have a lot of current in it. It would be excellent fishing back up in there that's in paddling distance. It may be a little more for some people. But where we're at, there is a bayou that comes back that backs way up in there. And there's been crappie caught up in there. Catfish has been caught on jugs right there, everything. So there is fishing there. I've got some holes that I like to go target, but it don't necessarily mean that they're any better than anything else. David, yes, that is a little puppy. Uncle Sasquatch, I don't know why we call them red onions, and they're always purple. You right, though. They purple as they can be. Collierville is the only place I stay in Memphis. Yeah, we had a store in Collierville at one time, round over near Germantown and all that. Elisa Dawn said baby wipes are great for car rides. You're right. They're good just to have wet wipes of any kind to keep with you because you never got running water. And yeah, fortunately we were staying a day or two, so we had an extra change of clothes for Brody. We got through it though. Cheers from Loosedale. Yeah, Memphis, y'all talking about Memphis. Memphis can be a hairy place to be. Fortunately, we delivered pottery for 2 different years, really 3 years, to Germantown, which is eastern side of Memphis, and they was at first, a lot of it we had to come up 55, and we had a store in Hernando, and there's another little town there. Sanatobia. And we had stores in both of those towns, so we had to go up 55 and then cut across. And it's a lot of people there, a lot of chaos, but we never had a bad experience. Thank the good Lord, we did all right. So Keith Bingham said 30 by 100 greenhouse during the ice storm. Man, insurance. I pay very little insurance. Now we had to go get insurance on the camper before we left to go get it. I've got liability on the Jeep in my truck, and then full coverage on Michelle's truck, which it's paid for, but I'm still gonna probably keep full coverage on it for a little while. Normally, once a vehicle is paid off, I'm only going to pay for the bare minimum, which is liability insurance, and that just covers who you run over. It don't fix your vehicle, because once it's paid for, you crash it, it's time to go get a new one anyway. By the time I get one paid for, it's about wore out anyhow. So, you can pay more in insurance in a couple of years than what the vehicle's actually worth trying to pay for full coverage. And then when you tear it up, they don't want to pay for a vehicle, so... Yeah, I don't pay insurance on a lot of stuff, but when you finance it, they make you pay insurance. So we got the camper full coverage. Elisa Dawn's, the brand of potatoes, I don't know. We just go to a local feed store and get red and white potatoes, and I don't even know what specific brand or type they are. They in a brown paper sack when we buy them, taped up. I think we get like 10 or 12 pounds, something like that. This year, the red potatoes I planted was all of my own seed, so I've heard people say, oh, they don't do as good as going on and buying the seed potatoes, so I've grew them and they grew last year, but I have not had enough experience with that to say that they're right or wrong. A lot of people have a strong opinion on something based on an experience they had once that could have had a lot of other determining factors in the mix. So last year we didn't do good with anything because it rained so much. And what that done is we put fertilizer in the ground. Well, when it rains a lot, it washes that fertilizer further out away from your plants. So, if you're getting a heavy amount of rain, just know it's dissolving fertilizer that's underground to feed them crops, where a little bit of water does them a lot of good. So I was thinking last year, oh man, we'll have potatoes this big, with all the rain we've had. It's really watered them. Not the case. Too much rain's a bad thing. So I don't really know. John Campbell said he was a Collierville firefighter for 30 years. We had a store, what was that little store in Collierville that we delivered to? Patricia's. Little unique store there. They got a cool little square there. That was a neat place to go. Mike Culpepper, I have discovered that people refuse to hit that like button. I was looking on my videos the other day. I seen Yop put a video out, and I watched some of his stuff, and I clicked on it, and his video had been out, I don't know, an hour, and he had about 2,000 views on it. He had 800 and something likes, and if I get 2,000 views, I'm lucky to have 100 likes. It's just, people just ain't gonna hit the like button. So what that does for you guys that don't hit it is every time I post a video, you don't ever see it. If you hit like, then my videos will show up. The more you hit like on them, every time I post a video, it's gonna show it to your screen because you've hit that thumbs up. And that's how it helps me and you. It ain't just that it helps me. I don't make a dime really off of that like. But what it will do is the more likes it gets, it goes, oh, they really like this. I'm going to show it to more people. And that algorithm will begin to show it to a broader spectrum of people. So that is how that works. But I don't let it be one of them things that gets me all worked up. People don't have time to hit the like button. That's fine. They might, if you don't like it, don't hit that now. By all means, if you're mad at me, don't mash that thumbs up, because you'd be lying. I don't want to put you in danger of that. But know this, if you like it and don't hit that, who you lying to then? Just a thought to ponder. And y'all don't know how much I am sitting here struggling trying to keep from snotting and sniffling excessively through all of this. John was a paramedic lieutenant, retired in December of 2024. Well, we was in and out of there a good bit up until then, through probably 2 to 3, 4 times a year we was coming through there, because we would deliver pottery seasonal, especially in Germantown. We had a store called the Gift Horse in Germantown that we delivered pottery to, and they hated for us to quit, but we just, when I started doing the knives full time and I stepped away from the pottery, there was no way Michelle by herself could keep up with all those orders. She tried for a little bit, but it was just financially better for all of us for me to do the knives, and now I don't have time to even do the knives. That's what pays my bills, but I'm trying to push the social media, the Facebook and the YouTube. I would love to get it where these videos pay all my bills, but I'm a long way from there. I can tell you all that. So I know people probably see us buying all this new. Bought a Jeep, bought a camper, but what we're doing is not really spending more money. We're spending less actually. I've gotten rid of the Polaris. I sold it to my dad. Bought the Jeep. So really, I'm in the Jeep for no money. The camper, Michelle paid her truck off, and she said, "I want to make the payments on the camper. I'll buy the camper because I want a new camper." I was content with the one we had, but it didn't have any room in it as far as enjoying it or anything. So we really needed a bigger one, but I'm more interested. I'm trying to work towards getting a bigger boat. I want a boat that's big enough that I can carry some other people with us when we go fishing if we want to. And right now I can't. I don't have room to put anybody else in my boat. So that is one of the things I am working on. But I've got to shuffle stuff around. Hopefully, when I get the Bronco fixed and back, I can sell it. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the old camper yet. I've had a lot of people inquiring. I've had several people wanting it. I don't have a title to it. It was gave to us in a rundown, ramshackled condition. And I went in and did some videos actually fixing on it. And we got it in pretty good shape now. It's got new tires and wheels, new awning, new refrigerator in it, several new things in it. And still has a few minor issues that I could fix and had planned on fixing. One is the toilet. I've got to order a new valve for the toilet to hook the water to the toilet. But right now we just run a cup in the sink, pour it in the toilet, use it, flush it, voila. But I could fix that. I just got to order the correct parts to fit it. So I don't really have. Michelle said, "Well, we'll keep the old one. You can use it for a deer camp." Well, none of the deer camps that I've been a part of has a place for a camper. So that has not been a feasible thing yet. Now that could change here in the future. I don't know, but I would really love to get rid of it, get rid of the Bronco, and then when I get through fishing spring break weekend and crappie fishing in the Skeeter boat, I'm going to sell that Skeeter 17-foot boat with a 60-horse Yamaha on it. It's a very good boat. The only problem it has is the seats need recovering, but other than that, it's in really good shape. Solid boat, runs good. So anyway, I'm liquidating. Yeah, John, we did. We was at the Goodwill there in Collierville. We went to the Sheffield's Antique Mall a good bit. We went through there about every time we come through that area. Yeah, Nancy, I've got a guy that talked like he didn't mind it not having a title. The guy that we got it from, it was one of Michelle's relatives, had parked it, and it had a hole in the roof and a hole that rotted the floor out, and they was like, "We don't want it, you can have it." They didn't have a title, said there wasn't no way to get one. So I don't know what the story is on it. I didn't ask. I don't think it's stolen. I just think the way it was acquired or whatever, maybe whoever owned it had passed away and they wouldn't know way to get stuff transferred. I'm not sure. So I don't know. Uncle Sasquatch said I need to oil my chair. Is it squeaking? Yeah, I hear it. Probably it needs restaining and varnishing. Sitting out here in this weather. But anyway, we're gonna get. One thing, I've got to get some of this stuff out of my yard before yard mowing time. You know what I mean? I've got a tiller that's got to be took apart and fixed and got running. I got to buy batteries and new blades for the lawnmower. The tractor, the blue tractor, runs, but I wanted to redo my plows on it because they don't heal up like I wanted them. And I wanted to pull the carburetor off and redo some of that and some of the electrical wiring that goes to it because I have a lot of trouble with it at times. I have to do a lot of tinkering on it to get it to crank. So on the grind. How are you? David, I have got the good out of this rocking chair. I'll tell you where I got this rocking chair, David. I was driving, Roscoe. I was driving down, get down. I was driving down the road. You gonna get in this cord. I see you, buddy, but hang on. I was driving down the road and it was sitting on the side of the road, somebody's throwaway pile, and I picked it up because it had a split in it. Well, I glued it back together and used it for a little while, and it kept breaking. Finally, I screwed me some boards under it and solved that. So we got it all squared away. Have you ever tried growing watermelons? I have, and watermelons is probably my unicorn. I have grown, one year I did really good with watermelons, but I have planted watermelons several different times and I have tried stuff, but usually for some reason the lack of rain here destroys them. Well, last year we had way too much rain. I don't think I even attempted to plant any last year, and they probably would have done better. I don't know. So I don't know. I am sitting here right now watching honeybees swarm that plum bush. It's in full white bloom. I put it in the thumbnail of this video, and the honeybees are swarming it. Well, I don't know where they're coming from. We had a hive back here, and it disappeared, and found out my neighbor down the road that's doing my four-wheeler work, they wound up in his water meter, and they put a hive there and caught them all. And I don't know what they ever did with them, if they took them off to a whole different property or if they left them here in this area. But I am fixing to get me some honeybees. But I'm not without honeybees. I see them swarming around everywhere out there around that tree, but I don't know where their hive is. They could be in a hole somewhere, I don't know, that I haven't found. Derek Moses, thank you. Nancy Pierce said the new RV is nice. I just bought a new RV. Maybe one day we will meet up with y'all on the travels. I hope so. Let us know when you're gonna be in this area of Mississippi. We're going to Okeechobee spring break. We're gonna be down there. We're going to Pickensville. And I don't know where I want to go after that. I like going to Tom Bigby at Pickensville because I love to fish that river up there. But I want to fish some other places. I don't know what kind of fishing I want to do. I mean, I like to fish the rivers and run the rivers for catfish. Tom Bigby seems to be the best river here to do that. I'm going to do a lot of primitive camping. I want to camp in my tarp, my hammock, such as that, but I'll be doing a lot of that on my trap line while I'm trapping out of the Jeep. So I'm looking forward to a lot more staying outside, sleeping outside this year than I have done in the past. But we'll see how it goes, because I am famous for having a lot of big ideas and big plans and then not having time to do it all. I mean, life gets so busy at times. You look around and be like, man, I was going to do this and this and this. And now 2 or 3 months went by and I ain't done none of it. Them two, hey, they can do some carrying on now. And Brody's not here. Before somebody asks about where he's at, um, they he stayed at his nana's. He bought a Lego Star Wars Lego set, two of them actually. So yesterday in our travels, he likes Legos. He's gotten into Star Wars. I've never watched Star Wars in my life. I just ain't my cup of tea. So I watched the first one with him the other night. He ain't really watched them. He's played some video games of it or whatever. I don't know. I think he got into it because he watched on YouTube somebody else putting together a Star Wars set. But anyway, he knows all about it. Knows what everything is and who everybody is on it. And so we bought him this little bitty set in a bag. We stopped at this store called Rose's. I'd never been in there. It's like a little bit better organized, dirt cheap, with a little bit more expensive prices. But I didn't find a lot I was interested in. But Brody was looking all through the toys, and it was just odd and end stuff, to be honest with you. And we found this Star Wars Lego set. It was this one little bitty, some kind of a little starship thing, whatever you call it. And last night we got home, and then when we he wanted to go to Target, and he found one at Target, excuse me, that he wanted, make sure my nose ain't running, but hang on, because I think it is. But he found this set at Target that's in a box, a little bit bigger set. So we get home pretty late last night, and he starts putting the little one together. He opened it up, poured it all over the coffee table, and in with a bunch of other Legos. Like, Brody, don't mix them up. You're going to have trouble if you do that. He found that out the hard way, too. But he got over there, put them together, and I laid back in the recliner because I was wore out. It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock when we got in. Or closer to 11 probably by the time we got here. So I sit down for a little bit in there, and then I said, look, I'm going to bed. But now I had got him started. He got the sheet of paper, and I said, look, Brody, you got to start right here with the first part. You got to go in this order. I showed him how to do it. Well, he got 2 or 3, about half put together, and then I had to help him take some of it back apart. I said, you done got ahead of yourself. You skipped over here. Well, this morning when I got up, I come out here drinking my coffee sitting out here this morning. And he come out the door in a little while because he slept longer than I did because he stayed up later than I did. He come out here with that thing. He was so tickled he had put it all together by himself. Now, he's been buying these kits, or well, we've been buying them for him, me and his nana. We've been buying them because Michelle's mama, she enjoys putting them together too. It's kind of like a puzzle, obviously. And she'll usually put them together for him. And he'll sit there with her and they do it. Well, this is the first one he's put together totally by himself. And he was so excited. So we took the other one over there, and he's over there with her. She's helping him put it together now. That's where Brody's at. But he likes them Lego sets. And I told him, I was like, Brody, you're going to have to quit tearing it back apart. Once it's put together, don't take it back apart. Just play with it as it is and set it down. Don't tear it off, because after a little bit, he can't stand it. He takes them all back in pieces. And, I mean, she put together this big, long, dragon-looking thing. And I don't know if we put it up on the shelf, but I don't think it survived either. He likes to take them back apart because he'll use them and make something else out of them. Larry Alexander, how are you? Doug, Martin Meltzer has showed up. Yes, Mike, I've got lion's mane tincture made. I had made some before I seen you, but I've got another jar down there making that is about ready to be poured off, and I think I've got enough to do another run of it, if I ain't mistaken. But I'll confess to you, I've got a buddy of mine that has never found lion's mane, and he loves it. And when I got all of that, I called him, and I let him come get some of it, because I knew I probably didn't need all of it. So I shared the wealth with another young man that usually gets on here and comments some, but I hadn't seen him a lot in the last year or so. Busy. I've talked to him. I actually baptized him. You have the tractor jack for that old Ford tractor. Interesting. Yeah, Mike, it was a lot of that. Jason McAllister, how are you? Shirley from Moke Hill, California. Shirley Nestor. Why does everybody have IBC totes at the end of their driveway? They use them for garbage containers. They forced them to find something to put their garbage in that the raccoons and the dogs and cats couldn't pull through because people was building these wire cage things like chain link fence, nice looking, and the dogs was just scattering the garbage everywhere. They'd come down through there, and people can't keep their dogs put up, the stray ones, or keep them fed or whatever the problem is, and garbage just gets pulled out all down the road on garbage day. So they made them use something solid to put the garbage in at the coons and the dogs. If it got tore apart in there, it had to stay contained. So they found out they could buy them from Gaston Barrett for a little or nothing up there, I think, is what happened. That's why everybody's got them. You can go to the scrapyard over there and buy one for about $20. I got one, but mine's back here catching water. I'm using it for a water tank. Catch water and water my garden for free. But when I really get to watering my garden, it ain't enough water to. You water some raised beds and stuff with it. I'm fixing to move me a tomato bed and pepper bed right up here against the back of my house. My only concern is it's on the north side and it's going to get limited sun up until closer to middle summer. And then it'll get pretty much full sun. Not to mention I got this roof, it'll be over there, so it's going to be limited on how much sunlight it gets to really thrive and grow. So I don't know how it's going to do, but I'm still going to put it there. And the reason being is I can pull my air conditioner water into a hose and run it right into a bed if I build me a raised bed along the back of my house, and it'll water it for me. And then when I'm out here cooking on this back porch and I want fresh tomatoes or peppers, they right there. I ain't got to go all the way down to the garden. See? So we'll see how this works out. And not to mention, I just need to clean up down through there and all of that. And I started digging on my water line. I'm fixing to put water up here and a sink up here and probably wall in that west side over there behind that cook range. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of rearranging under here with all my stuff. I don't know how I'm going to lay everything out yet, but I've got to fix it in a way that I can make everything functional. I've just got to have water up here. My cook range is fine where it's at. My problem comes in with my smoker over here. If I decide to wall, like I wanted to wall from this post to that one up, and then between them other two posts up, and then I could possibly close in over to the fire pit, but I don't know. I wanted to wait on it until I built an actual permanent fire pit here, and this rust box ain't what's permanently going to be there. I want a stone or brick fireplace out here eventually. So one day when I get to making more money and I can shake a stick out, we'll do all that, but it probably won't ever happen, will it? I'm going to get some other stuff paid for and bought before I do it. Belinda from Paris, Arkansas, what kind of dogs do you have? They are feist, we call them. I don't know if they're Jack Russell or rat terriers or what they are. But now the puppy is Roscoe's son. So Roscoe and Pup Pup. But they both fast. Thomas Shepard, how are you? I am glad to be back too, bud. I mean it. I miss doing the lives. I miss getting to cook. So now we done ate dinner, so they wouldn't. I couldn't come out here and cook today. I guess I could have, but I wouldn't have felt like eating it. And I really hated that I didn't get Just in Time filmed. I really do. And I had a thought in mind, but with all the business of the week, I lost that thought. And it kind of come back to me during church today. And so I don't know. Maybe the Lord will allow me to revisit it. Now, the week of spring break, we're going to be camping all week. It's going to be tough for me to put one out them. So we're going to see how. If I have service at the campground, I'll be okay. I'll film and edit there. I couldn't do it this weekend because we were on the road traveling the whole time, and I'm like, you can't just pull over and stop and edit. So film and all such as that. Michael said that the house will radiate heat back to the tomatoes. They'll love that. And it's a white wall there, so that white will reflect light. It won't be like it's dark there. I'm going to put them there. I can't sit here and tell you I know they're going to do good there. I want to do some straightening up and cleaning up. We got to have like a major spring cleaning here, but my problem is I don't know when I'm going to do it because I've got to get started on my beaver trapping. And it takes a lot of time. Because you got to go down there and stay with it. I'll be gone 2 days at a time at least. And then I'm wanting to fish. I mean, I want to fish. What good is this channel without the fishing videos? So, yeah. Did y'all see what I had on? Have y'all seen this? I've got one of these shirts on. So if you hadn't already, you can go to the Etsy store, and I went to full cotton t-shirts. I had been using a soft style shirt to do most of these shirts. And you see I shrunk this logo instead of huge in the center. I had several people, hey, want to do a smaller logo on the side, looks better. My wife was one of them. Hey, move that logo over here. I'm like, fine, that suits me to a T. I'm not that picky. We'll try it, see how it does, but I went to a full cotton t-shirt because the soft styles stop at a 3X. And I had a lot of people, hey, I'm a 4X, I'm a 5X. These go up to a 5X. So I think it covers a wider range of people in t-shirts. I don't know why the soft style don't go that large. Maybe they think that they stretch that much. I don't know. But anyway. Daniel, I don't know how the crappie are biting down here if you want to know the truth. My buddy went to a lake over here this week. He didn't get a bite. I really hadn't talked to anybody that has caught a bunch, but now I hadn't talked to a lot of people that's been fishing. I think a lot of people's like me. They trying to square away some stuff. They were biting pretty good, and then we had that cold spell come in and hit and messed everything up here. We were catching catfish pretty good, and then all of a sudden they tapered off. So I really don't know. I'm looking to find out at some point this week. I know my main goal this week, I've got some knives I started last week. I've got to finish tomorrow. Got to completely finish these knives. So I got to do that tomorrow. I've also got to get my traps prepped. I need to go over them, and I mean, I could go like they are, but I want to go over my traps, clean them up, get everything ready to go. I've got to collect my cameras and another couple of traps I've got down at my buddy's down here, and I need to get started trapping. So I got a full day tomorrow getting ready to go trap and finishing work here. Go get traps set out. So when I get home, probably be Wednesday evening, I may can fish that evening, but I really need to start some more knives because I need the money. I'm spending it fast as it comes in here, you know. Just trying to keep everything caught up. We spent a good bit traveling. I hadn't made a whole lot while I've been traveling. Made a little this weekend, but you know, you just. John Campbell says it's backwards. We battled that. I have mirrored my screen and everything, and it remains. It's like YouTube never was backwards up until here in the last month or so, I guess. When I updated everything, everything's backwards, and I'm like, I reckon I need to update it again and see if they have fixed it. But a lot of people said, "Oh, it's the screen mirroring on there." It's not with YouTube. With every other platform, and that's what it normally is. Normally, you're right. But for whatever reason, I always keep my screen mirroring off because this drives me nuts. But all of a sudden, they done it to us, and I mirrored my screen thinking, okay, that'll flip it back right, and that didn't help either. So I don't know. What size do I wear? I wear a large shirt. Glenn McDaniel, live from Georgia. Been a while. Good to see you back. We about got up to 190 people. Y'all know the last time we was on here, we had 500 and something people on here that one night. I don't know what happened that night to Spark and everybody. We had all kind of people on here that night. I cast left-handed reel with my right. In other words, I fish right-handed. I cast with my left, which that's backwards to you right now because screen backwards, everything's. But I do. This is my left hand, and I cast with my left and reel with my right. I don't know why when you buy an open-faced or a spinning reel, the reel is on the right side. And everybody fishes with it like that. But then they buy a spinning reel that it's hanging under, and the reel's on the right side, and they pull it out and put it on the left, and reel with the other hand. Why? Somebody explain that to me. Why do you do that? Because a left-handed reel means you throw. Well, I don't know, because a left-handed reel means you throw with your right hand, reel with your left hand. So I don't know. It's confusing me. And it makes sense for me to cast with your left hand. A lot of people's casting with their right. I mean, casting with their right and then swapping over, I reckon. I don't know. But I like all of my reels as a right-handed reel is set up. And that's the way I keep them all. So I don't know. So anyway, it is starting to warm up here, y'all. Should be crappie fishing, should be good this coming week. It has been warm weather for the last day or so. Temperatures is in the upper 70s today. By tomorrow evening, the crappie here should be on fire. I don't know that they'll be spawning. A lot of this has to do with the spawning, with the temperatures of the water. So I know last week the lake was still, one of them was still at like 58. I mean like 55. We're looking for the water to get to about 58 degrees for them to start moving up and start biting good. So I am ready to go fishing. Ready to catch some crappie. We've caught some catfish. I'm ready to hang into some of them big slab crappies. I've got a bunch of new jigs. I've got some hair jigs a friend of mine down in Jackson is making. He was at the men's group that I was at Friday, Mr. Kevin Ferguson. And I'm trying to help him as well. And I'll tell you why. He is tying some hair jigs as something to do because he can't do anything else. And he's gotten pretty good at it. He gave me some this weekend that are really nice looking jigs. One of them looks like a bumblebee. I'm telling you, it's going to be fire at Oak Tibby. I'm going to catch some slab crappie on it. I got 3 of them. And I'm going to probably push his stuff pretty hard, and I'm going to tell you why. He owned a truck shop, worked on heavy equipment and all of this, and had an accident, fell off of a ladder and is paralyzed. Now, he's confined to a wheelchair and cannot do anything else. And, you know, it's tough on anybody that's handicapped. It's twice as bad on somebody that has used to going wide open, living life, doing all the things, done got used to all the things they love and experience, and all of a sudden that is taken away from them. And he can't do anything else. And I want to help him get a business going selling these jigs because he's doing an excellent job at them. No doubt he is doing a wonderful job making them. Because he can't do anything else. You know, there's a lot of guys that they want to tie these jigs just because they like fishing and it's easier or whatever. And I'm not against that at all. I want to help this guy because he can't do anything else. He needs to succeed at this and deserves to. My heart breaks for anybody that is handicapped, anybody that is, you know, and I realize there's a lot of those people out there. A lot of y'all possibly. Just can't do the stuff you used to, you know, and I'll probably be there one day myself, especially if I live long enough. I hope I'm not there prematurely, you know, but anyway, I'm going to show them jigs whenever I start fishing. I've got quite a few that he's given me in the last. He mailed me some in the fall, but I didn't get to do a lot of crappie fishing in the fall because we never had no water in the swamp. It was just extremely low, and I fished a little, but not a lot. And when I did fish, we didn't have a lot of good luck. So, this right hand, left hand thing, it's confused y'all. It did me too. And the reason is I take a left-handed bait caster reel and I throw it with my left hand and I reel with my right. And they call that a right-handed reel. So left-handed people buy one backwards. I mean, right-handed people buy a left-handed reel. So I don't know. It confused me. Oh, Lord, I'm getting tickled y'all reading David and Uncle Sasquatch's conversation here. Lord, them two's funny. Our squirrel season is over, Jeff Busby. We got to do some squirrel hunting there at the lake. I was gonna do a lot of squirrel hunting this year. I did not because at the beginning of season we couldn't find a squirrel here in my area. We I went squirrel hunting in October into the beginning of November. As bow season took off, there wasn't no squirrels. We couldn't hardly. Everybody around here in my area talked about there ain't no squirrels. Now I talked to some people this weekend down towards Jackson. They had plenty of squirrels, but up here they wouldn't no squirrels. And so we just kind of quit hunting. Well, over in the middle of deer season, we got to realizing that man, they running everywhere now because we had a bumper crop of acorns this year with nothing to eat them. So I got to reflecting back on a conversation we had here last year where y'all talked about, and I don't know who brought it up and told us that squirrels migrate. I've never heard that in my life. Never heard about squirrels migrating. But I've seen enough evidence this year that I'm like, quite possible that they migrate. How far? Don't know. But I can tell you this. Now, I had some old timers here saying, well, they hatched out and it was them young ones just come out later in the year. If that was the case, it would happen every year. This was unless a lot of the older squirrels died off, I don't know. I'm still in a little bit of a quandary about what went on. But at the end of squirrel season, this February, we had a bunch of squirrels. We killed a bunch of squirrels. So we just had more squirrels. But yeah, it ended Saturday. Unfortunately, I was invited to go back the latter part of the week, but I had a full week. I did not get to go. In fact, they invited me on a rabbit hunt and a squirrel hunt, and I could have closed the season out with a couple of more good hunt videos, but we was just on the road and doing some stuff, and I couldn't go. So Kevin, they gonna catch a lot of fish. We're gonna put them out. And Kevin, what is the best way if people want to buy jigs from you? What is the best route? Facebook. I need to get a contact info, some kind of a way where when I show these that I've got a link to put up where I can put people in touch with you, where they can buy jigs or look at what you've got or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We're gonna get him in business, y'all. K Fergie is the guy. That's Kevin Ferguson he's the one who made these jigs. I was, in fact, before I turned this camera on, I was down there, opened my crappie bag up because we did go to Bass Pro Shops. I didn't buy a bunch of stuff. I've got plenty of fish stuff. All I went there for was to get some road runners. This Clear Lake, Kemper Lake up here, they catching a lot of the crappie up there trolling because it's a very clear water lake. The crappie spawn a little later at it, and it's a little harder to fish. I've never caught crappie at it before, but I really want to. It has some 2-pound crappie in there, at least. I mean, it's got some good crappie in it. And I just want to learn how to fish it, and those rooster tails is what they're using. So I went to Bass Pro Shop and bought about $30 worth of rooster tails just because the redhead rooster tails is what they're catching them on up there. So I have heard. I hadn't personally caught one, but, I ain't too hard-headed to try what everybody says is working because we like to buy fish bait. You know how us fishermen are. Fish bait is made to catch the fisherman. Catches him first. Doug, you fish over there around old Richard Jean then, don't you? You ever run into him on the lake? He'd be out there. I know. Thomas Shepard, y'all closed y'all squirrel season out yesterday. Uncle Sasquatch, I hadn't looked. I need to pull this up right now while I'm thinking about it. I've got the Hunt Fish app I think we have a spring season here. Most people don't hunt it due to squirrels nesting, raising little ones. Uh, but I want regulations and information, seasons and bag limits. Uh, Small game. Squirrel spring season, May 15th through June the 1st. So we do have a squirrel spring season here. May 15th may be something that me and Roscoe go do that I most likely probably won't kill squirrels to eat, but it'll give me an opportunity to tree them, and I can shoot one if I need to. Most likely, though, what I'll do this summer to work with Pup and Roscoe is I'm going to set my live traps around my corn, and I'm going to work with them on live squirrels in cages and turn them loose and let them tree them and such as that. Because if the squirrels is going to come up here and eat my corn out of my garden, I'm going to get some use out of them. I ain't necessarily got to kill them and eat them, but I can train my dogs, which I don't have no problem with killing them, eating them then either, but I'd rather work with my dogs. And I realize that I have failed Roscoe, y'all. The reason Roscoe is not no better a squirrel dog than he is my fault. It's because I ain't hunted with enough. So I've purposed in my heart that we're going to give Pup the best opportunity to make a squirrel dog out of him that we can. Now, he may not be as desirous of it as Roscoe is. So, all right. Well, I can close that back out. Open this back up. Oh. Well, Kevin, I'm going to tell you about the Etsy store. I like the Etsy store. I've got my Printify set up through that store, but I put a knife on there the other day, and I could have sold it. I had several people message me, hey, let me buy that knife from you talking about you going to sell. And I just didn't respond to them because it wouldn't have been fair for me to have picked one and sold it to them and not the other one. So I just put it on the Etsy store. Well, I lost about $30-something that they took to run the Etsy store. So, know this. When you run the Etsy store, here's where you're better off if you can figure out how to set it up. Is start your Facebook page that is just your baits. Do a page like I'm doing my Spirit of the Outdoors page. It's not my personal name. It is a business page. Start it. Post nothing but your jigs. Share videos of me catching fish with your jig. Whoever else will send you pictures of your jig hanging in a fish's mouth. Post all of those pictures and post nothing but your jigs, the colors you've got. And let people message you and run a square. For me in business, this square has been the best thing. My problem is I'm doing orders. The orders is what bumfuzzle me because I get frustrated trying to back and forth, trying to get details worked out with people. I want to just make a knife. Here's a knife for sale. You buy it if you want it. If you don't, oh well. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to wind up doing that with a website. Because I don't want to clutter up my Facebook with all the knife stuff. I want to post the videos of me making them and all that content, but not using it just trying to sell knives. Now, I may for a while, I don't know, but I've got a website. I just hadn't learned how to operate it yet. But the Square seems to not charge as much. And it works flawlessly, and they don't have to have any kind of an app to purchase. You just send them an invoice for whatever, and that works for us. It seems to not use up as much of your money as the Etsy does. But now the Etsy has worked well for us. Michelle had run Etsy for a long time with the pottery, but we've been using the Square, use it on pottery and the knife shop now for, Lord, since 2019. and we've not the first time has anybody's stuff got hacked that we're aware of or had a problem that we know of. So I would say that um, the Square is a good Square, and with a Facebook page would be a good start probably. Uh, Facebook helps you more than YouTube does as far as promoting stuff, especially if you've got somebody like me to help share it and get it out there. And then you've got pages I mean, of course, there's people out there all over everywhere selling fishing baits. But if you ever get people catching and using your stuff and being successful with it, it ain't hard to sell. B Cloud just crossed the Tennessee Tombigbee Waterway. I bet there's people fishing on it. Doug said, keep going, you'll be in Tunica in about an hour. Hey, now there's some good fishing over there around Tunica. But don't go in none of them river boats. Them river boats over there, they tough on you. So what do we want to talk about now? I'm running out of things to say. My mind is probably whittled down to mush by this point at the end of the week. It is a good time to sit out here and relax. Probably time, though, to call this quits today. Shut all of this down, let y'all go on about you do it, because it ain't going to be long. We're going to have to start getting ready to go to church again here. We'll have church tonight. I've got to figure out what we're going to cook for supper. Pup is over there staring through the door, wagging that tail big time. Turkey season is coming up. John, I am planning on turkey hunting some. I've got to have some help to turkey hunt, though. I'm hoping I've got a guy that's going to come up and turkey hunt with me. I don't hear good, and I thought all of my turkey calls out. I need to be practicing with them, and I laid them out on the computer in there on my desk, and I toted them around, called them a little bit, but I ain't had time to practice with them. I left them here. We've been gone all week. Turkey season will be here before we know what's going on, and I will be wide open, hopefully, beaver trapping during all that, crappie fishing, so we're going to have to see. I'm going to turkey hunt some. I don't know how much. I know there was several good gobblers over there on the club I was in, so I need to find out what is so-sos on all of that. Hope Preacher said, love you, brother, keep me and my family in your prayers. Will do. Janet Culper, how's the homeschooling? We doing better. Brody's about learning how to read, doing reading eggs. Michelle kind of changed programs, and I think a newer program is we're having some better success with. One of our problems is we've got so much going on, lack of time. So we've got to do better on teaching him. We're getting there. We all learning together. That's what's really happening. But he's doing well. Brody's a smart little fella. He's a little bit headstrong. I don't know where he got that. He likes to talk a lot. Don't know where he got that. Y'all know, don't you? But he's smart. He's not stupid. He gets in his own little world, and he don't want to pay attention to what's going on. So I can fully understand that. So we're taking our time working with him, letting him do a lot of it at his own pace. But I told Michelle today, I said, we've got to help get some structure in his life. He needs a certain time to get up, certain time to go to bed. I think some basic things like that we have failed to make happen, I think would help him a lot. So Anyway. Let's talk about how you're going to haul a camper, boat, TP, and all the provisions to the... Well, I'm probably going to have to drive Michelle's truck and pull the camper. I'm going to hook the boat to my truck, and I'm going to put all the equipment I can in there. I may have to make another trip. But I'm going to put the TP poles in the boat and strap them down. And then the TP will be in a bag. I can throw it about anywhere. But I've got a load of fish cooker and grease. And then we've got to get a bait tank. So I don't know what I'm going to use for bait. I want to bring some live bait. But I may just have to resort to using... they play and kicking the camera. I may have to use shad. Shad is an excellent bait up there too. The problem with shad is keeping them alive. So I'm going to work on building a new bait tank that is more effective and a different technique of using the shad to see if I can keep them alive on the hook better. So we'll see how that plays out. But Michelle's gonna pull the boat. She don't want to pull the camper. And I had a bunch of not y'all, but mainly on Facebook, people tell me, "Oh, you done bought a camper, and you're gonna regret pulling it with that truck." Michelle's truck, that Armada, has a big V8 in it. It has an air system on there that when you load that back end real heavy, it has an air system that pumps up and it'll raise that back end back up. It's set up to do it. It'll pull that camper. I pulled it with no problem. So that was one of the reasons we were looking so hard for a certain camper. We wanted slide outs, plenty room, short, laid out in a certain way that everything gave us more room, but small enough that we can still pull it without having to borrow or buy a new truck to pull it with. So that was one of my criteria. And that's why we went down there in her truck to bring it home, because if I don't make it home with this, then I don't need it, you know. I've got a wing bone turkey call that Mixon sent me home from Georgia when I baptized them. Stephen Mixon, I've been practicing that call, but I don't think I can use it. I've got a slate call from Brother McCool, Cool's Calls. So I need to get all my turkey calls out and get to practice and setting them up. And hopefully we can film y'all some turkey hunting videos. I've got to get in there. I need to edit this, going to get the camper video and get that done. We got to get back to filming hard and heavy this week. Y'all ready for some videos? I'm ready to put some out. Look, thank y'all for watching today. I've got some squirrel, Miss Carolyn, in the refrigerator that we're going to cut up, and I am probably going to just, I don't know, we're going to cook them one night this week because they got to be cooked. And I didn't bring a lot of them home me. I let the other guys keep most of them squirrels because really me and Brody's the only ones that eat them. So me and Brody's going to cook squirrels one night this week. But look, thank y'all for joining in with me on Sunday afternoon. Quick question. The weekends that we're going to be gone, busy, tied up, can't do a live on Friday night, is this Sunday afternoon live something y'all like? Something y'all would want to do to replace it? Because when I can, I'd rather move it up to Friday night, do it at night where I can cook, because Sunday afternoons I can't cook and all of that stuff out here because we usually have a tradition of eating dinner. But it is it's a time that I have spare time a little while for about an hour or so in the afternoons here. If it's something you like, leave me some comments, some suggestions on what y'all think. Otherwise, y'all, we fixing to shut this down. Roscoe, you desperately need some attention, son. He's been so mistreated and ignored and left alone, and he just don't understand why everybody has to stay gone so much. People stay in the road entirely too much, don't they? Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. Roscoe, what do you want to do? We need to go clean the Jeep out, don't we, and get ready for this coming week. But it's Sunday. We don't need to work. We can go down there and tinker in our fish. About time to get ready for church again. Yeah. We got to get ready for church here shortly.